Hello. So for today's nighttime stream, I'm going to go through some of my games that I have streamed and how I localize those titles. So let's go with the popular ones. Okay. Now, so what should I pick then? Okay. So let's okay. So for the first example, we have Tensho Ogi then, which I translate, so which I localized into Tale of Heaven Mastery. So okay, Ogi, strictly speaking, is not mastery, at least if properly translated, it would be something close to a technique or a skill, but due to the art style which evokes Chinese influence, that would be, so I decided to translate into something more Chinese sounding, so the word master is chosen. So the rest is relatively straightforward. Then translate to tail. Tensho, okay, so Tensho is above the sky, which in the context of this game, that would be somewhere above the skies. But it's not explicitly stated, to my knowledge, it's not explicitly stated in game as heaven, but judging from what happened, the screenshot that I have on the time, it's clearly something akin to it, so the word heaven has been chosen. So now on to the next example. Oh, so yep, so this one is a little bit, is a more slightly more straightforward localization, but the original title actually translates to find the difference between, it should be dad and daughter. Why the heck I got it wrong? Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll edit the description. What the heck? Okay, get back. Okay, so let's get back. Okay, so the original title is supposed to be find the difference between dad and daughter, but that would be a bit too long. So find, so I drop the first two words, so it becomes difference between dad and daughter. Ah crap, I need to edit the other part of the description as well. Okay, so that's one's done. Let's check which one I should go. Okay, so okay, Zodiac Jammer, the original. Okay, this, if you notice the highlighted part, that refers to Zodiac. specifically Chinese zodiac, but it would sound unnatural to English speaking gamers, so it's simplified as simply as zodiac jammer. So let's see what else. Okay, here we go. Okay, this one is a more recent example. Okay, 見えない日常. So 日常 means daily life, and 見えない is the, in a sense, it's invisible, but it's not invisible as in it's see-through or something, but something that you can't see. And daily life, the invisible daily life doesn't exactly capture the spirit of what this game tried to convey. So I decided to drop the daily from the English title, so it ends up being the invisible life, which does make sense once you actually play the game. I can't really explain much. You should really watch this stream to understand for yourselves. Okay, now what else? Those are old stuff, I think. I need to find something else. Okay, let's go for the recently uploaded, which I should be able to. Okay, this would be an interesting case. So Virokuma. So in game wise, it actually means reload bear, but considering that this game is essentially a Mega Man style platformer and most of the characters are bears, so I decided to just run the whole, localize it as Mega Babe for obvious reasons. But so this actually has led to an interesting situation where the developer of Rock and Rose suggested that I might localize it into Mega Rose, which certainly won't be the case. I can't show that right now. If I'm going to localize that, it's very likely it will depend on the final product. I'm not even sure if how that will end up. So okay, I can't explain for this. Let's see which one I should. There's not much, so okay, this Okay, so I think I need to type the actual word first so that you can understand what I'm going to say. Okay, let's. I need an IMP pad for this. So this stream won't be long because there's. I just want to, go for some examples. Okay. Okay, so let's change the color. Done. Okay, let's enlarge this. Okay, so that phrase means exit, and the game title is actually a pun over that word. So the logical answer to how to localize that particular title would be just simply castle exit. Okay, so let's move on to something else. Okay. Let me see if this is a case. Okay, so the title Usagi Punchy means rabbit punch, but when I attempt to localize this game, I want to change the focus from the action to the character itself, since it will, let's be real, do real rabbits can punch? So when I localize the title, I change the focus from the act of punching to the fact that it's a rabbit who does the punching, so I call it the punching rabbit. Or if I want to be more accurate with what the game actually is about, that would be the boxing rabbit. In fact, that's what I initially wanted to do, but the movements isn't exactly boxing. The motions doesn't seem like boxing to me, so I decided to use punch instead. Okay, now what else? Let's scroll down first. Not much, huh? Okay, let's. Okay, not this. Yep, this. Okay, this is an interesting case. Boshoku no machi. The thing is, the word machi here actually means town or city, but when I look at the screenshots, it looks like a gun-based beat 'em up, which reminded me of Streets of Rage. So I decided to localize it that way to actually reflect the nature of the game. But this turned out to be a mistake because, well, when the sequel came out, this game is purely an adventure game, whereas the previous game is a gun team beat them up with adventure game elements. So had I actually fully learned about both games, the title should be City of Gluttony instead. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's see. Let's see if I can get better examples. Okay, let's scroll down. Nope. Okay, let's go scroll down further. Okay, now let's check this. Okay, あなたの必殺魔法. Okay, so 必殺 isn't necessarily mean finisher. It can be something like ultimate or something that implies that it is very powerful. I'm not quite sure. I actually don't know Japanese, but for to make the game sounds more exciting, so I decided to use the word finisher instead. Okay, let's go down. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I think this is already back in 2021. I'm not sure if I can get okay, so let's see. Okay, so I dropped this tool from the localization because it is not needed. And I remind, this isn't a localization. Let's see if there are further things. Let's go down. Is this this is a straight translation. I think there's an early game that I nope. Right. Okay, let's go down. Scroll down further. Yeah, I think there's no further. Wait. There should be another game. Wait, nope. I'm almost at the end, but there should be one. So there's a guide to icy hell, and then wait, there should be a. Okay. Now. No, that was a. Yep. It seems like I tend to translate the games more frequently because most of the time the game titles are well suited for straight translation, because one thing that you need to keep in mind that when you localize a title, you only change the translation only when it doesn't fit the purpose of the game itself. Otherwise, you should keep the translation straight as possible, or better yet, if there is an official English title for that, you should use it. Like the stream that I did yesterday, Jellyfall Dungeon. I got the name by accessing the website for the game, and I guess there's not much. Wait, maybe wait. Okay, let's switch up to this. Okay, so let's see if let's check if I can get some good examples out of here that I can properly explain. Okay, so let me run through the DL first. I need to confirm what is parem mean. Pool. Okay, so the original title, if translated to English, that would be Pool Smrgichan. But the thing is, with that kind of title, you are left wondering, what is she pulling? So I decided to localize the game as String Puller Smrgi, so the player knows that, okay, she has to pull strings. But of course, when the title screen show up, it's going to be obvious, but before that, my localized title will make things even clearer. So I wonder what time it is now. Oh, 25 minutes. Okay, 25 minutes have passed, so let's go through things. Okay, this. So the original title is Fox Shadow, the time when death flower blooms. But the title sounds like this game is a visual novel, which would definitely make things confusing, whereas this game is actually a horror themed puzzle game. So I decided to localize it based on that exact gameplay into Devoured by a Fox Shadow, because the gameplay is essentially devouring your victims with your own shadow, and the main character is, well, a fox. So let's to the localized English title. Okay, then wait, there should be a game earlier that, okay, not here. There should be a game that would be very interesting to explain. Yep, this. Okay, normally, so I'm going to show you the original game that is provided by the developer. So it is actually simply called Harten, which means, how should I put it, broken sky. But I decided to localize it into Skybreaker to put more emphasis on the protagonist, and not to mention that his abilities and the attack animations makes it look like he's going to break the sky. And an interesting thing about this chosen localized title is that the highest rank that you can get in this game, by the way, this game is actually a score attack action game. So when you completed the game, you get a grade based on your performance, and the highest rank is Hatensha, which literally translates to Skybreaker. So it's a bit of a lucky translation on my site, I would say. Okay, so let's see if there are more examples. Yeah, by the way, my policy when it comes to games like localizing game titles is to always use the official English title whenever it's available. Okay, so now what else? Okay, let's check. Okay, so this is an interesting example. The title actually translates to Falchion of Ray, but seems it's officially translated as Ray of Falchion. Had this official English title doesn't exist, I would have called it the Shining Falchion, in a sense that the blades emit the light and it would make sound the game more, how should I put it, I can't quite explain, but let's just say that flashy titles, if done correctly, would attract players to get interested as a hook, but if the game is crap, it's useless. Okay, so now let's go down. Okay. Okay, this is another interesting example. You see, if you look at the title, it's good though, but the title registered in GC Quotient 2022 is good though. See the difference? And if you don't believe me, well, I'm going to show you the game's entry. Okay, Cat, will the see? It's good though, not good though. So, since that I have to follow the title that is actually submitted to the competition instead of the actual title as shown in the title screen, I have to follow the official entry name. So it translates to good with the T, and it is also there's an added bonus in the sense that this game is about a drunkard trying to, fight his way to get drinks. So it does fit the theme of the game in the sense that when you are drunk, you will speak some words wrongly, and that would be reflected better if the title is misspelled. Okay, let's check. I think I'm almost done with. Okay, so for the last example, okay, so the title actually translates to "What's wrong with magical girls using physical attacks?" or something like that. But again, that would make the game sound like it's a visual novel, when this game is actually a 3D beat them up. So I have to change it that reflects the genre of the game. So I decided to localize it into physical attack magician, which would less likely to lead my English speaking viewers into thinking that this game is not an action game. So yeah, that's how so hopefully with these kinds of examples you can understand my approach in localizing game titles. And maybe I know some of you who are watching this are game devs themselves, or maybe and wants to have an English title that would attract an English speaking audience. So hopefully this stream has give you some ideas how to do it. If you have anything to ask, the comments are open. I will answer them as much as possible. So tomorrow I'm going to have 3 streams. All of them will be hosted at Murazurai channel. Crap, I forget to I should have turned that off. Okay, so tomorrow over at Razrai channel, I'm going to have 3 streams. First of all is Shiki seasonal basis on 8 a.m. followed by Mouse Rush on 1 p.m. then followed by announcement regarding changes to both of my channels on 9 p.m. All times are in UTC plus 8. So thank you for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.